All right, it's time for Fox 10 Talk Sports, the fun stuff. Oh, yes, we're going to talk about plenty of local stuff to talk about, right? We've got the All-Star Game, we've got the Suns, we've got the Sun Devils, and we got my guy, Blake Niemann, in the house.
What up,
Blake,
what up, what up?
How you doing, baby? How you feeling?
Doing great. Feeling good. Lots of local stuff going on today, as you said. We got all corners of the sports scene. Suns, Mercury, Sun Devils, all the stuff is going down.
And it finally happened, right? People have been asking, when are they going to get rid of Bradley Beal? When are they going to buy him out? It finally happened today. I kind of compare it to a couple that's broken up and they got to wait for the lease on the apartment to end. They're just going to live together until the lease is over. The lease is finally up. Bradley Beal's gone about his way, signing with the Clippers already, and the Suns get some flexibility on the roster.
Yeah, I think this was something that all Suns fans were ultimately hoping for and knew that was coming eventually. I think it's a weird situation because I don't think people necessarily, or Suns fans specifically, disliked Bradley Beal all that much as a player, as a person, because at the end of the day, I think they were more upset with the contract that was connected to Bradley Beal, the basketball player. So I think had he not been making over $50 million a year and making less than that, I think he might be still on the books with the Suns, because when he was healthy, he was a significant contributor with the team, and he is a good piece that I think will fit well with the Clippers squad that he's going to, but just ultimately not enough dollars to go around for the Suns squad, especially with Devin Booker getting that huge extension last week.
Yeah, and it's weird how it just didn't fit. It just didn't seem to work out, because I got to admit, when they got him, I was like, oh my goodness. They got Bradley Beal now to go with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Like, this is amazing. And for some reason, the chemistry wasn't there. And like you mentioned, he was not a bad guy.
Right.
He was a good teammate who, even when he, wasn't the starter and they gave it to Ryan Dunn, he was japping him up before the game and being a good teammate, almost a leader for him, a mentor of sorts. So
he just dealt with a lot of injury during the year with the hamstring.
Yeah.
Was kind of sidelined for a bit and never really got to get into a full rhythm with the team. Just never got to see them fully connected as a team, and just time to move on. New era.
Yeah, and the one thing about Jalen Green, the guy that comes over from Houston, he doesn't miss games.
No.
He plays a lot, so that's going to be good for the Phoenix Suns.
And same with Dylan Brooks. That guy will play 50 minutes, full court, every single which way.
Yeah, man, you're the same way. You don't miss a day. You don't miss a game. You were working with me last night. You were pumped up for the All-Star Game.
Yes.
How about the finish? I thought that was pretty cool.
Man, what a finish. Kyle Schwarber, back-to-back, 3 straight home runs on 3 straight swings to give the National League the win. Now, folks, they almost had an incredible choke job because the National League was up 6-0.
I know.
The American League comes all the way back. By the way, great showing by the D-backs to put them in that position with the lead. It started off with Ketel Marte with the 2-run double in the first, and then you go later on, Corbin Carroll hits the first Diamondback home run ever in the All-Star Game. Then every D-backs fan's heart dropped.
I know.
When Eugenio Suarez gets hit right on the pinky. You could hear and just see the bone kind of get hit, and you're please.
You see it bounce.
Please let there be nothing wrong. This D-backs injury, hit by pitch curse, carries over into the Midsummer Classic when you think everything should be fine. Luckily, though, comes back, makes a huge play in the ninth on the run, running up for a baseball, and it looks like he's all good and healthy. But overall, great showing by the D-backs, great finish to the All-Star Game. I thought it was a great job well done by Major League Baseball in a time where, many fans feel mixed ways about the MLB, but they certainly got that one right.
Yeah, and it's a great time for the local sports scene, right? Because we had the 3 D-backs in there, right? You had the Bradley Beal buyout. Oh, by the way, football season is coming. It'll be here before you know it. You were up in Big D for the Big 12 Media Day. Just tell us how that went.
Yeah, great experience. I think everyone across the board loved the setting in Frisco, Texas. I've talked to Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark as well as the ASU Sports Information Direction staff, and they all say that they believe that this is going to be the site of Big 12 Media Days for days to come. A lot more attention on ASU this year than the year before, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's the cool part, right? Last year nobody was expecting them to do anything. Now they're the top dogs, and Kenny Dillingham has some kind of mixed reviews on being the hunted instead of the hunter, and he let's listen to some of his comments.
been fun all day to have people tell you how good you guys are and how great of a season you're going to have this this upcoming year?
It's absolutely miserable. I hate it. We're 0-0. We completely start over. That's the best part about sports, is you start over, completely over. And you've got to get rejuvenized, remotivated to compete and work at the same level that you did the prior year, and even better. And that's the challenge for us, is do we have that same passion? Do we have that same, some would say, piss and vinegar to go out there and compete at the level we did last year?
How do you remember what your first media day experience was like as the head coach at ASU? How different is it now 3 years in?
Well, a lot of different questions. The questions are completely different, but everything else is the same. You know, I'm always going to be myself. I'm not smart enough to be fake. I'm not smart enough to tell lies. So as long as I'm myself and say what I believe, then I'll be able to, keep the narrative going, because it'll at least be the truth.
Sam was telling us when he was at the Manning Passing Academy, he got some advice from Peyton about how to block out the noise, whether it's good or bad. Don't read your press clippings. What kind of advice have you given to Sam? What kind of conversations have you had, given the hype he has going into this year?
Yeah, who cares? Was your goal to be hyped up as a really good preseason player, or was your goal on your board to be great and to achieve things that other people think are fantasy? And I think if your goals are other people's fantasies, and your goals, people call you crazy, that's right where you want to be. If your goal is something that people can say is attainable and that you can achieve easily, then you're not, shooting high enough. And I think that's one thing I respect about Sam, is his goals are so high, some people probably laugh at him. And I can't wait to see him achieve them.
How special is it to a number of the guys you guys brought from Texas? You mentioned at the podium, their families are here to experience this with them. How special is that?
It's awesome. It's literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these guys. Jordan Tyson's mom, dad, cousins are out here. CJ Fight's dad's out here. Drove out from East Texas. It's just Clayton Smith's family's out here. To be able to bring these kids back to Texas, and for their families to watch them in this environment, it's not just special for the player, it's special for the family.
You're an aggressive head coach. You said at the podium that you maybe want to be a little bit more aggressive with special teams this year, although we can't blame you if it goes poorly. What kind of is the thought process, kind of just continuing to evolve, I guess, your coaching style?
Yeah, I think attacking. I want our football team to know we're not scared. I want our football team to know that I'm not scared. I want our football team to know that we're going to do the best thing to win the football game, whether it's unconventional, whether it's running the swinging gate, whether it's running a fake punt in the second quarter versus Texas, whether it's running a fake field goal at the end of the half versus Kansas State, which is a horrible call, right? Because they don't work from 53 yards out. Whatever it is, we're going to be aggressive, and we're not going to play the game scared. And I think that's just the biggest thing for our team, is I want them to go out there and play the game aggressive and play the game with nothing to lose.
The last thing, we got the drip, I think is what the kids call it. Can we see the inside of the jacket here? What we got here? I guess like on the red carpet. What are you wearing here, sir?
This is, my tailor Doug actually did this, and my wife designed it with Doug, and he's an unbelievable tailor. He did all of our players' suits with them, which is all the inside of their suit. He partnered with the Pat Tillman Foundation, so I would go look at their suit as well. It's pretty cool. If you need a suit, I would go to Doug.
All right, some good stuff there by Robbie Baker and Kenny Dillingham. You were there. You're going to be at Camp T. That's coming up. How exciting is that?
Yeah, lots of exciting times in ASU football, and I think that last question before showing off his suit kind of embodies what this team is all about. Fearless mentality.
Aggressive.
Kenny Dillingham, he's authentic. He knows how to be accountable, but he's also not afraid for the big moment, not afraid to, so-called put all your chips in on the table, go for it all, go for the win. That's what this team is going to be about, and that's what you got to do if you want to win championships. You got to take risks, you got to be aggressive, and you got to be willing to put yourself in a position that may be uncomfortable, because uncomfortable things ultimately make you comfortable in big situations. And man, the love for the big moment for a lot of these guys on this team is so evident. Sam Levitt, Kenny Dillingham references often on how on that Kansas game-winning drive last year that he said, we're going to go down and win this game. just confidence, so much self-belief, so much care for one another. It's a really special group over there at Sun Devil Football.
Yeah, and when you look at the baseball team, same thing with Willie Bloomquist.
Yeah.
The kids have bought in for him and with him and that program. And the proof is in the pudding when you see the draft picks they got in the MLB draft.
9 draft picks in the MLB draft in the first 10 rounds. And for a program that has had nearly 500 draft picks in its totality over its near 75 years of program history, since the program started in 1959, we're here in 2025. There has never been more draft picks in the top 10 rounds than this past year since at least 1965. That's as far as the stat books I could find. I couldn't find anything from 1959 to 1965.
Wow.
But just a historic year for ASU baseball in terms of draft picks. Now, historically, in terms of success, wasn't as much as it was there because this is a program that's built on Omaha, winning national championships, but a positive pointing in the direction. They got back to the postseason for the first time since Willie Bloomquist took the job back in 2021, and they've continued to improve their record every single year, and that's what I was talking with him about today, is just he's continuing to find ways to improve his team, improve his roster, navigate this new age of NIL and transfer portal, and now the team is going to have 34 scholarships for the roster, which is unprecedented before. And for those of you who don't know, it used to be only, I think, 11.7 scholarships and weren't even full scholarships. Quite significant change in that regard. So allows for ASU to attract more prominent players to their baseball program.
And that's the thing. He has proven all he needs is the resources. He'll bring the kids in. He'll develop the kids. He'll get them to the show. And if you're a high school kid and you're out there and you're watching, one Sun Devil get drafted after another, you're thinking, man, that's where I want to go with a guy that's already been there and done that. He was successful, at ASU, successful in the pros, and now he's helping kids get to the pros. So, of course, you'll be all over ASU football and baseball, and we'll be keeping tabs on all of it right here on Fox 10 Talk Sports. The fun stuff. See you next week.